Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Ihsan Nazar Yahya. I'm studied at State Polytechnic of Malang and majored in electricity system. I'm from class 3B and my absent number is 10. My name is 18411500105. And here I want to present it about this. Yes, hydroelectric power plant. What is hydropower? The objective of hydropower scheme is to convert the potential energy of a mass of water flowing in a stream with a certain flow to the turbine into electric energy in the lower end of the scheme, where the powerhouse is located. The power output from the scheme is proportional to the flow and to the head. Next, this is the application. There are following major applications of hydroplanes. The first is generation of electric power, and then storage of irrigation water, and the third is to control the floods in the rivers. Yes, and number 4 is storage of drinking water supply. Next, this is the block diagram of the power plant. Elements of hydropower. Dams. The movement of water is one of the things that can be used to make electricity. Energy from water is created. The force of water moving from the from a higher to lower elevations through a penstock. When the water reaches the end of the pipe, it hits and spins a water wheel or turbines. The turbine rotates the connected shaft, which then turns the generator and making electricity. And next, what intake? A water intake must be able to divert the required amount of water into a power canal or into a penstock without producing a negative impact on the local environment. Okay, next. This is what penstock. What is penstock? The function of penstock is to convey the water from the intake to the powerhouse. Yeah, penstock is a large pipe. The water in the reservoir is considered stored energy. When the gate opens, the water flowing through the penstock becomes kinetic energy, becomes it is motion. And then turbines. The water strikes and turns the large blades of turbine, which is attached to a generator above it by way of shaft. The most common type of turbine for hydropower plant is the Francis turbine. Next, this is what Pelton turbines. Pelton turbines has a large height, it about 100 meter until 1,800 meter. Relatively small flow rates. Yeah, Pelton turbine, it has relatively small flow rates. The flow rate is relatively small. Next, the maximum of nozzle is 6. Pelton turbines has good efficiency over a feed train. And then Francis turbine, it has heads between 15 and 700 meter. It has a medium flow rate and it had It has a good efficiency too. The P is 0.96 for modern machines. Next, Kaplan turbines. It has a low height um, from 5 meter until 70 meter. It has a flare through edge, and the runner vanes can be governed. It has a good efficiency too over a few trains. Okay, and this is the tail races. After passing through the turbine, the water returns to the river through a short canal called terrace. Next, this is the main generator. As the blade of turbine turns, so do a series of magnets inside the generator. Giant magnet rotates past copper coil, producing alternating current AC by moving electrons. Next, yeah, what is inside the generator? The heart of the hydroelectric power plant is the generator. Yeah, so the generator is the main part of hydroelectric power plant, and the basic process of generating electricity in this manner is to rotate a series of magnets inside coils of wire. This process moves electrons which produce electrical current. Okay, next. And this is the basic part of generator. Generator has four basic parts. The first is shaft, second is exciter, and the third is rotor, and the fourth is stator. Next, this. As the turbine turns, the exciter sends electrical current to the rotor, and the rotor is a series of the rotor is a series of large electromagnets that spins inside a tightly wound coil of copper wire called the stator. The magnetic field between the coil and the magnet creates an electrical current. Yes, this is the process how electrical current uh, produce. Transformers. A transformer is a device that transfers electrical energy from one circuit to another through a shared magnetic field. A changing current IP in the first circuit or the primary creates a changing magnetic field. In turn, this magnetic field in the voltage Vs in the second circuit or the secondary circuit. The secondary circuit mimics the primary circuit, but it doesn't need to carry the same current and voltage as the primary circuit. Instead, an ideal transformer keeps the product of the current and the voltage the same in the primary and secondary circuit. Next, this is about outflow. Outflow is used water is carried through pipelines called chillways and re-enters the river downstream. Okay, next. This is what powerhouse, and this is powerhouse and the equipment. In the scheme of hydropower, the role of powerhouse is to protect the electromechanical equipment that convert the potential energy of water into electricity. And this is the part of power plant. First is valve, number 2 is turbine, number 3 is generator, number 4 is control system, and number 4 is condenser, number 6 is protection system, Number 7 is DC emergency supply, and the last is power and current transformer. Next, this is a trace rack. Almost all small hydroelectric plants have a trash rack cleaning machine. Yeah, so every single hydroelectric plant, they have a trash rack. It's a cleaning machine which remove material from water in order to avoid entering plant water waste and damaging electromechanical equipment. Okay, next. And this is the simple overview about the cycle. This is, and this is the from water creates energy that can be captured and turned into electricity. This is called hydropower. Hydropower is currently the largest source of renewable power, generating nearly 10% of the electricity used in United States. The most common type of hydropower plant use a dam on a river to store water in a reservoir. Water released from the reservoir flows through a turbine, spinning it, which in turn activates a generator to produce electricity. But hydropower doesn't necessarily require a large dam. Some hydropower plants just use a small canal to channel the river water through a turbine. And yes, this is all for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.